Hey guys, what's up? It's Keith Baker at Dusty Attic Studio. Long time no see. I am in my new studio in Slidell, Louisiana, and finally all set up, and I'm back in business. Well, anyway, this tutorial here, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I've had several people ask me about this subject, so I thought I'd take a moment and kind of throw something together just to give you an idea how this works. What we're going to do is some hip-hop artists have reached out. They're like, hey, look, I don't play any instruments. I don't know how to record. I don't know what to do. I'm a great rapper, but I depend on other people to make my beats. Is there a way in Studio One to do that where I don't have to, go out and pay for musicians or to, go out and buy beats? Well, the answer is yes. Studio One has a loop library. It really depends on what version of Studio One that you have. Obviously, if you were to get the free version of Studio One, which is called Prime, comes with a handful of loops. Then Artist has a little bit more. I'm using Pro, so I have really a whole lot of loop libraries, so I can actually build a song. Now, I'm not going to sit here and build a complete song because it would take me, hours to get it just right. So I'm just going to show the basics of, let's say, a single verse. But this will give you an idea of how you can produce your own music when you don't play any instruments. So let me switch over to my screen capture here. And I have a empty session of Studio One open. And what I'm going to do, it's as simple as this. You're going to start producing a tune or create your own beats with loops. These are pre-recorded instruments or stuff that people have thrown together, and they're completely royalty free. So once you build your song or build your beats, you can throw your write the lyrics to it, rap to it, and it's yours. So that's really cool. You can also have the option of buying loop libraries, but if you're just starting out, and this is a super beginner's video, so anybody who's already done this, this might be below you, but the people that are asking me about this are, right off the street. They have no musical history whatsoever. They just happen to be decent rappers and write cool lyrics. So let's go ahead and get started with it. So the first thing that I do when I do this kind of thing, when I use loops, is I start with the drums. Now, don't pick on me for what I produce here because I'm not a hip-hop artist. I'm just merely going to show you a way of building it. And then once you see how it's done, you'll be able to figure out the rest yourself. So over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to go up to the top right, and I'm going to click on loops. And then you can see here there is a category for hip-hop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to start with my drums. So I'm going to open that up and go to full. Since I don't do a lot of hip-hop, I don't have a lot of their loops. I have a lot of loops for just about everything else, but I do have some drum beats here that'll work. Like I said, you can add to your loop library by simply going to personas.com and going to add-ons, and they have just pages and pages of really cool loops. I mean, it's hip-hop or EDM, you name it, they got it. But let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to select one of these loops, and down here, you can actually take listen to it by playing it here. Let's see what this sounds like. Cool beat. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I like that one, so I'm going to start with that. Really, just think of this as a verse. No intro, no chorus, no pre-chorus or whatever. So I'm going to take that and drag it in. And then now you can see I can hit play. Whew, that's loud. I might have to turn that down just a hair. I may have clipped out there and might have got some static. Let's see if that's better. There you go. Now, that's cool. I like that. So let's take this out a couple of measures. So it's selected. I dragged it in. And let's say this is a tempo I like. If you want to change the tempo, you come down here. If you think it's too fast or too slow, just for instance, I'll go ahead and change this. I'll do it dramatically so you can see what happens. Let me go up to like 160 BPM. And then you'll hear the speed change. I don't know if you'd want it that fast or not, but just goes to show after you have this done, you really can change the tempo to suit what you need. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it back to 120. And let's listen to that. Cool groove. So what I'm going to do, it's selected. I'm going to go to my keyboard and I'm going to hit duplicate. I'm going to duplicate it 3 times. So we already got 1, so that's 2. Now that's 3. And then we'll play that out, and I'll show you why I did it that way. Now you see that played 3 measures here. So what I want to do is I want the end of that, because see, this is going to be a 4/4 beat tune. I'm going to go listen to these other ones that I got here. Let's take a listen. It's a tiny bit different, but let's check this one out. See, it's got a cool little swish going on there. So I'm going to stick that on the end and just drag it in and let go. And then we have this. And there you go. So let's call that a quarter of your verse. So if you notice, I took my mouse, I clicked and selected them all, and then I'm going to hit D on the keyboard again. That duplicates, and then it continues the beat. And then it starts all over again. Again, I'm not going to go any further into this. And create a chorus or and intro and all that. I'm just strictly doing a quick little verse section here. So we got our drum beats the way we want. Now what we want to do, and as you notice, when you dragged in the loop, it created its own track. So what I'm going to do now is I want to add some cymbals to this. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to open up cymbals. And then I'm going to sample these and take a listen and see what these sound like. All right, that's kind of boring. Okay, so I don't actually really like any of those. So let's go to full. No, that's not what I'm looking for. This was completely unrehearsed. I just happened to have a few minutes today, so I'm trying to put this together for you. Let's see what we got here. Let's listen to some of these other loops. Ooh, we got some 808. Here's some cymbals. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to actually drag this in underneath. And then let's see what that sounds like together. Kind of cool. I'm actually going to play that all the way out. So make sure it's selected, and I'm going to hit duplicate, and it just keeps, that's the D on the keyboard, on your computer keyboard. So now I got a complete hi-hat thing going on with that original drum beat. That's pretty cool. I'm going to set this here. This is my loop. It has nothing to do with loop libraries. I'm just going to turn this on because what this does is it'll just keep playing it over and over. So I don't have to keep stopping and rewinding it back. So we got our drums. We got some hi-hat. Oh, let's see. What else can we throw in here and continue making this? Maybe some effects. Let's see. What kind of loop effects do we have here? Nothing on that. Let's see. Now, when you start going into instrument sounds with like some of this 808 beat drums and stuff like that, some of these sounds or synthesizers or anything that you might pull in may not actually be in the right key, so you might have to change that. But I'll get to that in a second. Wonder what that'll sound like. That's kind of spacey. Let's drag it in and see what it does to it. Let's start it from the beginning. Actually sounds pretty cool. So again, I'm going to duplicate that for this whole piece. And let me bring it back. Let's see what it sounds like. And you can adjust your levels. So you can already see something starting to develop here. I mean, some of you hip-hop artists out there are probably already got like, wow, I already got some ideas for lyrics for that and got a good rap to go for it. But let's keep going a little bit here. Let's add some synths. If I can find one that's in key. If not, we can always transpose it. Let's see. Let's go to our synths. Loop. Let's take a listen to some of these. Well, you know, just for shits and giggles, let me pull that in and see what it sounds like. I mean, this is like having your own band. This is awesome. Let's cross your fingers this is in key. It works. I like it. I'm going to select it. I'm going to hit D on my keyboard. And let's play the whole thing. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just taking pieces of drum beats and hi-hats and, this one particular one, which is kind of spacey sounding, and then just a simple keyboard. Let me see if there's any other things we can add. Maybe not across the whole board, but maybe just in certain spots, just to kind of, make the song pop. Let's see. Let's listen to some more of these. Let's see. That's kind of cool. Yikes. Let's see if this one will work. I may not use it, but just in a couple of spots. I might even cut it short. So now you can hear that it's out of key. So let me shorten this here so it'll play over and over, and I got to find the right key. Some loop libraries will actually tell you what key it's in, and then you can change it by transposing it in semitones or half steps until you get it to fit. So let me see if I can play this over. This may be a bit obnoxious until I find the right key. But let me real quick. What you do is to transpose it, you right click on the piece, and then and that's not working, probably because it needs to be bounced. So select it. I'm going to hit Control B on my keyboard. And then when I right click it, I have the option here to transpose. So I'm going to play this part over and over and over until I find the right key, because it doesn't say what keys any of this is. So just got to play with it. It's easy enough. You'll see. I can see this one's not really cutting it, so that's all right. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this one, and let's see if we can find something else here. Now we can try that one, and I don't know if it's going to be in key, but we'll see. Okay. Like I said, I'm not much of a hip hop guy. So what I'm going to do here, I mean, I've heard some really cool rap stuff that had some off-key stuff. So for the sake of finishing up this video, I'm going to use this one. And you see, but I don't want it to go through the whole verse here. So I'm going to shorten it to the second measure, and then I'm going to duplicate it and then put it on the last measure. So if we play it, it's only going to kick in certain spots. Whoop, forgot to turn my loop off here. So this is turned off up here. All right, let's keep playing. So you get the message there. One other thing I might want to add in here. Let me go to where is it? There's drums, and let me go to maybe a one shot. That's just one thing. One event happens. See, like a cymbal crash. So what I want to do here is go down to kick. Where the heck is it? There's lots and lots of stuff in here. There's hi-hats. There's some kicks. Let's listen to some kicks that I might want to add in between somewhere in here. Let's see. Start right at the top of the kicks and let's listen. It's boring. Look for something really fat. That's not too bad. You know what? I'm going to use that one right there. So you can see it's just one kick. It's not like the rest of these things. So if we play it, see, now I'm going to want it to happen again there. So I'm going to hit duplicate, and I'm just going to grab that piece and drag it over, and then you'll hear it happen again. Actually, let's bring that level up a little bit so it really gets in your face. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. So let's see here. Next place I'm going to want it to happen. Every 4 beats here. There. So when it goes into that spacey kind of a place, it'll happen again. And then I want it there. Or since I'm going to want that in those spots through the whole piece, I'm just going to take my mouse and I'm going to select all those, and I can hit duplicate, and it'll duplicate all 4 pieces. Kind of save some time there, and then put them in place. And maybe I'll put one right at the end there before it would go into, let's say, a chorus. So duplicate, that's D, put it there. Right at the end. And let's listen to this whole piece now. Very cool. So that's how you build beats with royalty-free loops. Now you can build a whole song without any musicians, without a band, nothing. Not having to play any keyboards and do any MIDI stuff. But I mean, there it is. That's something cool right there that somebody could rap some cool, knock out some really cool rap lyrics. So I'm going to end this right here. This really should get you started. Again, Studio One Prime is free. It has a really small library. Studio One Artist is the next step up. It's going to have more options. Studio One Pro And by the way, this is all Studio One 4 that I'm using, version 4. And the Pro version has all kinds of loops. I mean, like 30, 40 gigs of libraries that you can use to build a song just like this. And again, you can go to personas.com and go to add-ons, and they've got just pages and pages of royalty-free loops that you can add to your Studio One, and you can build some really killer beats. So I hope this helps you out, man. If you have any questions or anything, feel free down below, since this is going to be on YouTube, to ask away. Don't forget, these are all pre-recorded and really sound good. I mean, you can still make changes by coming in here and dropping in your processing and EQ and your compression, and even adding effects to what you already have there to make it more suitable for what you're looking for. If you're really new to Studio One, I do have some other tutorial videos out there, and there's a lot of really good engineers that's got tutorial videos as well. I didn't find one that showed how to make beats with loops. That's why a few people had came to me and asked me to. So I hope this helps. Don't forget, go out there and look at some of the other stuff as far as mixing this, and you'll be on your way. You'll be a star before you know it. Anyway, hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with me. I'm going to be adding new stuff all the time. Now that I'm in my new studio, I got more time to do this. So hit the subscribe button, and we will talk to you later. Again, Keith Baker at Dusty Attic Studio. Have a good one, guys.